Hey, welcome to Coach Business. I'm Caryn, as usual. And today I want to talk to you about having a coaching business because I've been talking to a lot of people about it lately. And there are some clear things that I want to share. Number one, you get to do your coaching business your way. And even though you see lots of people out there offering you things and telling you solutions and letting you know that there are certain ways that your business can work and you can come work with them and do their thing and have success. It doesn't always fit. And that's okay. It's okay that you want to go try that stuff sometimes and see what you're going to learn and take away. And it's okay that sometimes it doesn't work and doesn't land. It's okay that sometimes you go and do that and it takes you a while to come back to yourself. Because if we get really good at conforming to a system, it takes a while to not be conforming, to decondition from conforming to that system. This is all just normal. And I also think it's a part of our development. It's a part of going and figuring out who we are, what works for us, how we want to do this thing called business, and like what's going to really be the thing that works for us. So I just want to say it's okay. It's totally okay to do that. And I was just on a call with someone who's considering joining me for the advisor circle. We start next week in June. You're welcome to join us if you want to chat about it. Hit me up. Link for a consult call is in the show notes, or you can find me wherever we're connected. But we were just talking about how we want to have support. It's not weird that a coach who values coaching wants to have coaching support as you grow your business and do your thing. And you don't have to have big, wild needs, and you don't have to come at it from fear that you're not going to figure it out or do it in whatever particular way. You can just decide, I want support because I want support. I'm someone who likes it. I value coaching. I want that in my life. And I think what I notice with my clients is like, you'll know what you want. You know the kind of support you want and you know what you don't want. And here's what I'm hearing. You don't want to join a group where there's a whole bunch of new people who are brand new to business. And then there's you, who's a pro, who's been at this a while. You don't want to hear somebody figuring out their first website when you've already made 14. So I see you, and there's places for us too. It doesn't have to be wild and crazy. It doesn't have to be anything other than what you want. So what do you want? I think it's important to know what our goals are. What do we actually need right now? What are we shooting for? What's your goal this year? And then I think it's important to know the kind of support that you like to have. If you're someone who knows you don't like to be in large groups, don't put yourself in a large group. If you're someone who knows you thrive in large groups, go for it. If you know that you want a space where you're going to get to know the other people and you're not going to be able to hide, make sure you find a space like that. There are as many kinds of coaching programs out there almost as there are coaches, and there's a space for you that feels like home. And it's okay if you haven't found it yet. And if you've tried really hard and you've been a lot of places and you've spent a lot of money and you've picked up a lot of things along the way. And I just want to say it's okay to keep investing. It's okay to keep going after what you want and getting support because you like it. I think it's like there's times in business where it feels really right to pull back and go in and do sometimes what I call composting. But other times where you're just like doing your thing, you're in a flow, you've got your stuff that works, and you're truly not interested in having outside support or help. And that's beautiful. And then there are other times where you're like, I really am ready to be in this together with other people who are doing it like I'm doing it, who are figuring out the way that works for them, who want high level coaching, who want intimate community, like whatever those things are, you get to have that. And so not only do I want to announce to you today that you can join me for the advisor circle, and we start in June for small group coaching. It's groups of no more than 6 people. But I also want to say that you can also not join me, and you can not join anyone else until you find the right fit for you. And you cannot judge yourself for joining something that wasn't quite right. And you cannot judge yourself for um, joining something that was perfect, but X, Y, or Z. I think the moral of the story for me is there's a lot of ways to get where you're going. But the easiest way is if you can do it without that layer of judgment about how you're going about it and about the steps that you've taken. So if you're interested, if you're someone who is a great coach and you want to go pro, like you're ready to up level your business in certain ways, and you want your business to really be great, you want to build that sense of ownership in yourself and leadership in yourself as an owner, you want to grow and strengthen the guardrails about how you do business in some substantial ways. That's something we do in the small groups. It's I have 15 years of experience in the online coaching space. So we've seen a lot of business models come and go. We've seen a lot of things happen. And I think one of the things that's confusing people lately is how we use the same words to describe a bunch of different things. So when I don't call this a mastermind anymore, because I saw so many people use the word mastermind to mean 10 different things. So this group space is a space where you can come in. Every person gets coached on every call. The calls are 80 minutes long. When there's only 6 people, that means everybody gets a coaching opportunity every call. But you don't just do coaching. You could do coaching. You could say, I want to mastermind on this, and everyone can bring their opinions and their experience. You could say, I'm not interested in anything today other than I want to dump this off and leave. And that's fine too. You could say, I really want some small business consulting. You could say, I want to talk strategy today, and we can do that. Or you can say, I just want to get coached, and that's beautiful as well. But there's a menu of options that can happen in this advisors circle, which is truly a group of peers, of people who are also doing great work at a high level. They're professionals, and they're as much interested in getting to know you and your business and like how can they support you and help you as they are in growing their own thing. So that's just sort of an aside. Like a mastermind is where people come together and everyone's minds are brought in, right? It's not a group where there's one guru who tells everybody what to do. That's not a mastermind. That's consulting with some coaching thrown in. So I know that it's confusing right now, like what programs to get into, because the language has been so interchangeable that we don't actually know what we're getting. Oftentimes we buy something and we get in there and we're like, this isn't really what I thought. So number one, buyer beware. Number two, when you are about to buy something and the language is mastermind or group coaching or whatever the lingo is right now that's popular, feel free to ask more questions and get a really good understanding about what's happening where, because everybody's using the same words for different things. All right. So if you're ready to define your way of doing business, if you're ready to really hone in on and grow strength in your way, finding your flow, that is what I help people do in business. And there are people who are in the advisor circle for 4 rounds. This is not something that I say, oh, join and then stay for 4 rounds and then you'll hit success. This is people join, they may go away and they come back because they want that kind of support. It's not like join and then get to some certain financial number or outcome goal. It's join for the kind of support you want, stay for the kind of support you want, move on when you're done with this kind of support, when you're ready for something else. I want to share one quote from Melissa Lieberman, who was in the circle for, I think, 3 rounds, but maybe more. But she says, this strategic overhaul has not only tripled my revenue, but has also significantly boosted my confidence in my skills and goal achievement. And I think that for me, like tripling your revenue is fantastic. And there are points in our business where that should be expected. But significantly boosting your confidence in your skills as a business owner and in your ability to set and achieve smart goals for your business, that's exciting to me. All right. So I don't need to go on and on about it. I want you to have the details though. It's a 6-month group. We meet 3 times a month for for those 80-minute calls. Generally, it's the first 3 weeks of the month. But you also have a one-on-one component, because to me, I think in the best of the worlds, we get to have a business coach who is equally as good as at one-on-one coaching. And that's what you're going to get here. So you have small group Voxer, which is just audio and texting with our small group, which never gets too overwhelming because there's only 6 people in a group. But you also have one-on-one Voxer with me, as well as 2 one-on-one calls throughout your 6-month journey. The first one we use to develop strategy for you, and that can look like, well, I get all the data from your business and we go deep, and we look at what is the strategy that's going to get you to the goal that you have in the next immediate future, maybe the next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You can use your second one-on-one call to talk more strategy, or you can use it to talk about whatever you want and get coached on whatever you want. But there's plenty of space for business connection, business coaching, business strategy, business mentoring, personal coaching, and kind of whatever else is on the docket for you. Okay. And you also get access to all of my business online coaching tools. So you're going to get Lead Your Profit. You're going to get the Values Workshop. You're going to get Network Online Like a Boss. You're also going to get my advanced business resources for coaches, which I don't ever sell anywhere other than inside of this program. The other, I think the other thing that's really fun in this space is just that you get each other, that you get to come together with people who truly are grown-up business owners, who are professional coaches, who are doing it their way. And seriously, everyone is doing their own thing. And I think a distinguishing factor of this group is I'm not coming to the group and putting my strategy or my plan on the group and like taking you on a journey in that way. You are coming to the calls with your strategy for your goals in your business, and you're leading. Because one of the skills that you need to develop as a business owner is how to take the reins and how to go where you're going. It's can be fun to join programs where people just tell you exactly what to do and they give you all the things and it's step by step and you get on the conveyor belt. That's not what this is. I will show up and meet you at the level that you show up and meet yourself. I will call you forth at times. I will ask you powerful questions at times and hard questions at other times. And I will remember what your goals are. The reason these groups only have 6 people in them is because I want to know your business in all senses of that statement. I want to understand what's going on so that I can hold you and that goal and your process and your patterns as all of it moves forward. So don't work with me if you don't want to be known, because there's not really any room for hiding, which is like good news, bad news. I also think one of my favorite parts of this program is how much it costs, because you can go lots of places where people will charge you way more than this for a lot less than this. It's $1,000 a month. If you want to pay in full, I've got a pay in full bonus for that this round. So just let me know. Okay. What else? I'm trying to think about other questions you might have. What are the things that people are working on in their businesses? Like I have people who are making the transition from just doing one-on-one coaching into starting to do groups. I have people who are writing books, starting podcasts, launching memberships. All of the things that folks are doing are moves that make sense for the data in their business, for the goals that they have, and for what we know in general about business and about how they operate. I think it's also important to note that I'm not handing off coaching to anyone else. The support in this program is all done by me. I do have a client support person, Erin, who helps out with customer support and tech stuff. But in terms of coaching and business strategy, that's all me all the time. And that I don't have any plans of changing that in the foreseeable future. I want you to know that you're in the right place to join this group if you're ready to define your own way. If you still want other people to tell you what to do, then do not join this group, because I'm not going to. It would not be the right fit for you. You've either been in business for a while or you're coming out of a profession and you're kind of coming into business hot. Like you have a lot of connections, you have a network, you're not worried about not knowing anybody and not building your business. You're just more worried about like, how do I do this in the right way? How do I do this in a way that's going to be graceful for me? You pretty much have your basic business systems in place before you join this group. If you don't, there is a case to be made for you to talk to me. I won't go into details, but reach out. Yeah, I think the main other thing is just like, if you've had that thought, I think that Caryn might be the coach for me. Trust that, because that's the thought that most people have when they're a really great fit to work with me. All right, so I hope this all helps you decide. And if you are ready to join us, you got to get on the horn. That means talk to me right now, because we start next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific. I have another group. So if Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific isn't the right time for you, we have options, but that's the primary space right now. All right. I hope that you have a great day. I appreciate you being here. I love that I get to have this podcast and that we get to have these chats. I do hope that they're working for you as well. And just know that you can always reach out and email me to request an episode that you want to hear. If you're thinking about things in the coaching business world and you want my take, I'm happy to give it to you. I love good ideas. All right. So I hope that you're doing great and that if you're ready to work with me, you reach out now because we're ready to roll. All right. And if you're listening to this podcast at a later date, just know that the advisor circle is open on a rolling basis. I just happen to be launching a new one right now. So the chances are that within the next couple of months, you'll be able to hop in one. So at any point, if you're interested in the advisor circle, always reach out and I'll give you the latest scoop. All right. Thanks for being here.